Hi! Welcome back to my channel where I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Now I know you're thinking, Margo, Jesus Christ, what the fuck took you so long? And please keep in mind that I do have a toddler and I am a full-time mom, but I think I figured out a regular filming and edit schedule so I can finally put the energy and time into this channel that I've really been wanting to. Oh, and while I'm on that note, my channel has hit 15,000 people who, for whatever fucking reason, are here for whatever I'm doing, and I just wanted to say how just amazed and grateful I am for that, so thank you so much. Now you guys have absolutely fucking flooded my Twitter mentions, DMs, YouTube comments, whatever, with John's apology video and your want for a response.
Ask and you shall receive.
So without further ado, here's my response to an attempt at an apology.
Hi, how are you? Hope everything is going well. This is a video that I've seen requested for a while. This is not going to be a tea or drama video or investigation video. It's not going to be anything like that. This is going to be me talking about my scandals. Juicy, juicy.
Fantastic way to start off an apology video by calling it addressing your scandals and then it's juicy, juicy. Can you at least like pretend that you actually take any of the things that you have done and said seriously whatsoever and anyway at all?
I think when you are the center of attention for scandals, like you bring scandals to light.
I see that whole ego thing is still perfectly intact, so that's good.
People will often dig very deeply into you. I think I piss off a lot of people's fan bases. That's a given.
Well, I mean, blatant lying and slander is gonna piss off some people. That does tend to happen from time to time. I know, shocker, but it's a thing. It's a thing in like literally the rest of the world.
And I think you've all seen sometimes if I talk about certain topics in my videos, my comment section can be absolutely savage.
I'm assuming you're talking about your comment section before you were exposed, right? Okay, yeah. Just so we're on the same page.
And it kind of just comes with the territory. I really don't let it get to me.
Why you on that bullshit, man? Why I'm on that bullshit? Why you on that bullshit?
But yeah, I always see these videos pop up in my recommended. I'm sure you see them too. And in honesty, half the stuff that pops up, I just laugh at it. Like, it's so ridiculous.
You know, I always try and think of like what I would do if I were in that person's shoes. And if I saw videos about me that were popping up in my recommended that were just nowhere near any part of reality, I would immediately address those. If not, even just to like sit back and like have a laugh about what people are coming up with. I mean, is it just me with that? Or the last thing I would do is like push it under the rug and let that build and let the conspiracies grow. I mean, unless there's some truth to them. But I mean, of course there's not, right?
So I've been involved in my own scandals where I've definitely made mistakes, 100%. And I've not really wanted to speak about them when they've happened because there's been so many people twisting and making up stories to such a ridiculous extent just to be evil when these scandals have happened that if I was to talk about them, I think it would make things worse.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that would be the last type of reaction that I would expect from someone who is innocent of absolutely everything that has been put out into the world.
I don't really care about the whole drama of YouTube that follows people around. Like, there's sometimes people will come to my videos, I'll get extra views, but it's just massive drama and then they'll leave and they'll come back.
You don't care about the drama on YouTube, and you're a drama channel.
How the fuck does that work again?
The people I really post my videos for are the ones of you that have me as a routine, the ones of you that enjoy my content and you come back and tune in to watch my videos. Maybe you've had a bad day and you want someone to hang out with and chill out with and just talk about something to take your mind off your own problems. And I love that. And you're the people that I want to cater to. You're the people that I want to make happy.
AKA an echo chamber or just a big John Kuckian circle jerk.
And there's a lot of things that I've wanted to do with my channel for a long time that I felt nervous to do because I've wanted to talk about things first. And sometimes I feel like there's a bit of a glass window. So hopefully this is going to be me opening the doors to bigger and better things and also apologising where I've made mistakes. The first rumour that I think I should talk about is that I was kicked out of college.
This is your apology video, but you start off calling them rumors. These aren't rumors, John. At least in the videos that I have done, I mean, I've said this before, I cannot speak for anybody else that has made videos about you, but at least in the videos that I have done, I have tried to make sure that everything I have said is backed up with some sort of proof. Those are not rumors. I mean, if you're one of the very few that's part of the cookie cult that's just gonna,
oh, you're just jealous and you're making money off of his name and you're using his name for views and blah blah blah, you're trying to grow the channel off of him.
Just don't even. I'm assuming you're intelligent enough to actually know deep down, no matter what you type on the internet, that proof has been shown to you like blatantly multiple times in a row You can't just ignore that, maybe on the outside, but on the inside, you know. But not rumors. Very, very big issues that people have with you over the things that you have done and said. Those are actions which have had consequences, i.e. your channel literally dying more and more by the day and you losing money. That's the drive for this video. Not because it was requested a lot, because you literally have gotten to the point in your channel where you're losing hundreds, thousands of subscribers daily, weekly, and you have no choice. And this is your, I guess, feeble attempt to resurrect your channel.
Upset a lot of you that believed it, because I've always spoken so heavily about education. For those of you that don't know my channel, for the most part, a lot of my channels for the past 3 years, I think, on this channel has always been about education.
What? Where? When? How?
I've always spoken very heavily about how you can really open so many doors mentally, not just in terms of academia and career, but just mentally you can open so many doors and progress by learning.
And it doesn't have to be formal education, it doesn't have to be college, university, anything like that. Even if you are way past all of that, it can even just be reading a book and learning how to do something, learning how to bake, learning how to do accountancy. You know, there's so many different things that are really interesting, but even just by going through the process of learning, I feel like you can open up your brain to such bigger and better things. And that's something that I've definitely felt very strongly about.
I was in a very rough chapter of my life before I started university, and I was going through such a bad time at that point that that's really what inspired me to even start this channel and start posting about university. I did this first video and I was my camera was out of focus the whole video, and this is like a recurring theme on my channel.
I'm sorry, I mean, I really don't mean to be an asshole or sound like an asshole, but what exactly does this have to do with you apologizing for the things that you've done?
But I was just talking about like not being scared of going to university, because I've always been a very anxious person. And so I kind of thought, if I can go through what I went through before university and then get to a point where I can share with you how it's been for me, then hopefully it can make some of you feel a bit better.
The sympathy card is not one that you hold in your deck anymore, John. It's just not.
But anyway, back to the point. Education is something I feel very strongly about. And a lot of you know, because I was open with you, I could have very easily just hidden this and not spoken about it.
Which is exactly what you did, and then continued to boldface lie for months and represent yourself as something that you just are not, thus representing the school of something that they're not, being as though you are not a student there, you do not take their studies, you do not represent that institution. That is a problem.
But I was very open with you in saying I had to pause my studies and defer for a year. This turned into one of the first scandals I remember. This big scandal, John Kuckian drops out, John Kuckian is kicked out of college. I'm still enrolled at my university now. I'm due to go back in September.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I basically had to pause my studies. This isn't something that I feel like I want to talk that openly about now, but maybe in the future. And there's been a few other things happen that I can't talk about. And it's not because I can't share it with you, but it's because there's an external circumstance that I have to deal with now.
Of course there is. I mean, of course there is. That's a pretty easy scapegoat.
Well, I mean, I can't talk about it because...
I mean, you literally post on Snapchat when you're taking a shower. Come on. Like, come on.
And when that's over, I can talk to you about it.
So you mean you're buying time, essentially? Okay.
I adore my course. I adore biomedical sciences. I've always been very artistic and I've always been very interested in sciences. Like, my brother was a physicist and a chemical engineer and a photon scientist and a mathematician.
And a computer software engineer. It's kind of hard to leave that part out, but okay.
And I was the same.
I was always into a lot of things like immunology, biochemistry, medical microbiology, creating textures, textiles, even a little bit of fashion. I made a few scarves back in the day, like not knitted, but like I made the most gorgeous silk scarf. Maybe I'll find it and show you. And it had this print across the whole thing of these buildings in London, and it was in this beautiful washed out texture. It was so gorgeous. I was so happy.
But I have a lot of interests like that.
You can have as many interests as you want, but just because I'm interested in taking a jog in the morning, I don't call myself a professional athlete.
And I haven't stopped my course. I don't struggle with my course. I've always got firsts and 2-1s in my grade, so it's not something that I see as being... It's very difficult and I have to work extremely hard, like into the ground, to get those grades, but I don't struggle to keep up with my course.
Wait, I thought it wasn't hard for you, but
yeah, I paused my studies.
got kicked out, paused, same thing.
That's that scandal, really. I don't really know what else I'm supposed to add to that.
I am less than shocked.
I'm going to talk to you about this more openly in the future, but I just can't at the moment. Like, I physically can't because of other circumstances.
I physically, literally cannot apologize for the huge lies that I've told and for the people that I've hurt and for all the lies that I continue to tell even in this video as we speak.
The ringtone scandal, this was a big one, and this has blown up so much.
Charity fraud is somewhat of a big deal, yeah.
I was uncomfortable at this time, and I don't know if you've been in this position, but when you're being accused, when you make a mistake, like a small mistake.
Charity fraud is not small. How can you not see this?
And then it's blown up into something it's not, and you're accused of something crazy. It makes you a lot less likely to apologise.
That is the most backwards thing I've ever heard in my entire life. If I'm in the middle of a whole bunch of scandals that's threatening to ruin what I want to be my career, I should probably just keep my mouth shut about it and do nothing? Who does that exactly?
You also feel like if you apologise for this, as much as I wanted to openly apologise to you straight away for my mistake, and you're accused of something crazy, it makes you a lot less likely to apologise. As much as I wanted to openly apologise to you straight away for my mistake, and you're accused of something crazy, it makes you a lot less likely to apologise. As much as I wanted to openly apologise to you straight away for my mistake, like that was the only thing I wanted to do. I knew that if I did that, it would just feed this fire of accusations against me that weren't true, that were ridiculous. And so I was just a bit like, well, I feel like the best thing to do is to leave this and revisit it when it's not a drama topic. So that's what I've done, and I feel like I can talk about this now.
No, if you addressed it and you were actually innocent, it would have done the complete opposite. It would have given everyone the benefit of the doubt when it comes to believing rumors or scandals about you. Like, oh, I mean, if he was actually honest about this, then maybe the other things are completely true. Come on.
So I covered a story with an Insta model called Amrezi, and
it's Amrezi.
Well, it bugs me how you pronounce everyone's name wrong. I don't get that. You're an investigative journalist, but you mess people's names up in literally every single video, but okay.
And I really felt for her. She was on a rant about someone and she was calling her a lot of nasty names. And when this was turned into a scandal, people were saying, you took Amrezi's emotional rant about her husband or boyfriend losing a family member. And I was sat there like, if anyone actually watched her rant, there wasn't an inch of that in the rant. The entire rant was dragging this girl to absolute shit. And so obviously it was very strange to hear that. Here is Amra's response to my questions.
Hey John, I'm responding to one of your questions. Why were you so angry on Snapchat? I asked her quite a few questions. So this is the one that she gave me an answer for. The passing of Leo's mum shook me to my core. I've never dealt with the loss of a parent or sibling. My nature is there as a protector towards the people I love, and seeing Leo in pain while feeling helpless to make the pain go away got all my emotions fired up.
And when this was turned into a scandal, people were saying, you took Amrezi's emotional rant about her husband or boyfriend losing a family member.
The passing of Leo's mum shook me to my core.
That's why I didn't want to get involved. That's one of the reasons, because it was like, you've taken something horrible and you've monetized it into something. And I responded out of grief and anger. And so obviously it was very strange to hear that. And I was like, people just twist things. Like, I was very open with you in saying I was talking to Amra. Me and Amrezi were going backwards and forwards in emails.
Wow, look at all these screenshots proving what you're saying.
She sent me her address. She said she wanted to support my cosmetics. She was incredibly sweet to me when we spoke.
I'm sure she was.
And basically, the last email that I ever said to her in passing conversation, because the point that I felt me and her were at was that this is the point that I felt we were at. I think I said in my last email, I'm going to turn the rant into ringtones, and that was pretty much it. I don't think I even mentioned the fact they were going to be for charity.
Because they weren't. You were hoping to be able to get away with that and pocket all the money. So it's kind of hard for you to say that to Amrezi when that wasn't the reality of the situation. Shit started blowing up in your face and you got caught red-handed for everyone to see. Again. Lying.
But that was that. And because we'd been speaking, in my head, I'd already confirmed it with her. Does that make sense?
You confirmed a question that was never responded to.
That's how I felt. Like, mentally, I made the mistake of assuming permission, which is completely wrong of me. And for this, I honestly deeply apologise so much. This is what I've wanted to apologise for you. I've wanted to apologise to you for so long.
I'm sure it was just eating away at you inside, on top of the 100 other lies.
I 110% should not have assumed permission for those ringtones, and it was an honest mistake.
An honest mistake, even though you were confronted about it multiple times.
If I didn't get an email back from her, but in my head everything was fine. Obviously it wasn't fine. Obviously that's not okay to do that.
Like, what? Hey, can I rob you? Take it as a yes.
So this story was so manipulated by these parasitic hate channels on YouTube into saying like, I've stolen this thing from Amarazi, and then there's fraud and there's charity fraud. This was the big thing that popped up across the whole internet. I think if you watch my videos for a long time, I'm very open with you about a lot of things to do with myself. Scandals to do with consumer rights every single day. Do you really think I would do a ringtone that makes barely any money in terms of like a lot of money and in terms of size that this scandal blew up to?
How much money did you make from those again?
Barely any money. In terms of like a lot of money. Barely any money. In terms of like a lot of money.
Barely any money. In terms of like a lot of money.
I mean, we raised a decent amount, I think. So we've donated £187.68. That is in pounds, and that's converted from dollars when I made the transfer. That was the transfer at the time. I know people are going to nitpick. You can go and have a look at everything. I posted all the receipts on the internet when I made the donation.
Except for how much money you made from them. Except for that one.
Like, oh, he's only made the donation because he's been caught out. The reality is that I had to wait for the money to come through, and I made the donation before this scandal even happened. I posted it online.
Wait, you had to wait for the money to come through, but you made a donation. So how could you have donated all the money from it if you didn't even have it yet?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
The donation to Water Aid for these ringtones, basically when you bought the ringtone, the money was paid to me and then I paid it to Water Aid. That's how it worked.
Again, you just said you had to wait for the money to come in. So you donated until it came in because you were literally forced to. So what was that? What was that again?
Played yourself.
Genuinely didn't realise that there was so many hateful people on the internet that would want to turn something so positive into something so negative.
I wonder how many people have said the same thing about slanderous videos you've made of them.
That's completely up to you, but I am genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, so sorry for that.
You were so sorry you owned up and admitted to exactly nothing.
As the biggest person in my sector right now, I'm obviously going to get dragged the most because it gets the most attention. My name will get the most views. I think I was doing a video yesterday about something which I'll show you in a few days. My computer's broken. And I searched my name on YouTube and there was like 94 videos posted in the past 3 days or something because I'm like the biggest channel.
You really just love yourself, don't you?
And I don't mean to sound like non-humble. Like I don't think I'm important.
No, of course not.
The amount of people that are making up stories about me that I'm definitely a relevant topic because they can get views on stories that are completely bullshit.
Where was that apology again? Maybe I didn't catch that, I don't know.
There's people that have grown their entire channel to 20,000 views from making up stories and manipulating stories about me. And if I manipulated stories the way that they do, I would be roasted by you. You would catch me out on it.
Oh god, I can't.
Anyway, this is not about hate channels. This is about me, my scandals, my apologies. Hate channels is a whole different video. I think tomorrow's video is going to be the hate channels video. But that's pretty much it. As soon as I posted that video, someone commented, I hope you had a permission. And I was like, of course I had a permission. Why would I do it without a permission? And I checked my emails and I was like, oh shit.
I thought she never responded.
Fuck. Like I told her I was going to do it. Do you mind if I do these ringtones? I was kind of just like, oh, by the way, I'm going to do this as a ringtone. That's how the tone of the conversation was.
Okay, so you told her, you didn't ask. I mean, which story is it? Can you at least pick one?
So I emailed her and I said, Amara, I am so sorry. Like, I sent that email and I thought I had permission, but now I realise that I didn't. I kind of just assumed.
Where are all of the screenshots? I mean, if this all is true and it really happened, where are they?
People see you doing something good and they just want to drag it. Like, they see you doing something that they would never have the integrity to do because they would pocket all the money themselves. And they're so pissed off by that, they want to think, you know what, no, he's stealing the money because that's what I would do. They have a guilty conscience because they would have stolen the money. So anyway, that's just a background because I constantly see my video clips from that video being circulated around and it's always made to be something that it's not, and I'm made out to be some evil person that frauds and scams and lies to people, and it's completely not the case. Child grooming allegations against a YouTuber called Sam Abbey. I think her last name begins with R, or that could be a premarital name, but her name is Sam Abbey. She's from Toronto, Canada. I think she's about 37.
Don't even know her last name. Don't even know how old she is. That's a good start.
Been trying to convince her for the past week before that to go to the police because someone had come forward to her saying that an influencer had been grooming them when they were underage. And she refused to go to the police. And I was like, trying to tell her, she is supporting someone that's groomed children. And why? Because they're giving her inside knowledge in the beauty community. She's prepared to risk more people being abused and groomed by a child. I don't know what the correct term is. Is it paedophile? Is it child molester? Is it child groomer? I don't know what the terminology is, but she's prepared to support that for the sake of getting tea. And that's disgusting. And I got dragged for that. I got dragged into silence. She tried to scare me into not saying anything.
Like that cease and desist you sent her?
And I didn't even show you the evidence because I'm against sharing stuff like that. But why don't I show you the audio clips?
Against sharing evidence. That makes sense.
Because I feel like this is my chance to be open with you about my scandals, and this is considered my scandal. I'm accused of lying about this Here for the Tea YouTuber. I'm accused of lying about her supporting child grooming. So here's the audio clip.
Listen, aside from the fact that I didn't want to see his dick, like, this he was telling me that he was 15 at the time and that knew that and all of this shit, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't even know what the fuck to do to this with this information. Like, I'm fucking freaking the fuck out, okay? Like, anyway, yes, I think the guy he said he was 15 at the time, but like 18, and it was before the boyfriend, but apparently the guy sent me more screenshots that he was doing it to other people too. Like, I don't even know what to do with this. Like, anyway, fuck.
Okay, what you just said to me is obviously really serious. Like, you need to do something with that information. Are you going to go to the police with it? Like, that's more than just tea. Like, that's more than just drama.
Okay, so the next question I've got. When John Kuckian had that phone recording, and in the recording he said something about you going to the police, did he actually say that, or was that edited?
No. He wanted the picture, first of all. He wanted the picture, first of all. He asked to see it, and I said no. He wanted me to make a video, and I said no. Even in that voice clip, before he manipulated it, you can hear me say, if this guy's sending it to me, because I knew this guy was trying to get the other one exposed. I said, if this guy is sending it to me and I don't do anything with it, like make a video and expose him, who's to say he's not going to send it to someone else who may?
And I don't know what this guy is planning to do with this information, but if he's contacting me, I will not put it past him to contact somebody else if I don't do anything with it, which I'm not. If I don't do anything with it, which I'm not. If I don't do anything with it, which I'm not.
You sneak. You are so manipulative, honestly. Sometimes it just blows my mind. It truly does. Wow. It was so awful, and a minor was in so much danger that you didn't even go to the police yourself. That's interesting. You're right. It absolutely is a big deal.
And I hope you can understand that was something that was really mentally difficult for me to deal with.
Bullshit. Bullshit everywhere.
So difficult, you did absolutely nothing about it.
I was so distraught when I posted that video, and I think you can tell when I watched it, I was mentally such a mess, and I was struggling so hard to deal with that situation because I just find it very difficult to deal with things like that.
Really? Let's just take a little trip down memory lane real quick.
To add to this, I kind of think it's common sense that I like to do a mix of investigations and current things that are happening, and I like to try and put my own twist and my own sort of research into everything. But me, Rich and Karina have done the same sort of thing the whole time, and someone new joins and assumes that everything is theirs. I've been super patient, but it's at the point where Kuckian members are being attacked and I'm being slandered over something that really just isn't true, and it's actually ridiculous. It's like saying news channels are copying each other. If you were to physically take someone's evidence from their video, that would be copying them. But to do a topic that someone says, I'm going to do a topic on this, there's no relevance. It doesn't mean anything. A topic is a topic. Everything is public and everything is current. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced like a domestic violence situation, but you know when someone starts harassing you because they no longer have control of you and they send you 100,000 messages desperate to get your attention, attacking you, praising you. That's really, really how this feels and how this looks. In fact, it looks even worse to me. From my basic understanding, she's not a very happy person, and I think you can gather that from her videos. From what I gather, and this is speculation, I don't think she's that happy with her life, and I don't think she's that happy with her marriage, and that's all I will say. I don't want to say anything personal because that's not me, and I don't want to do that. Because I just find it very difficult to deal with things like that, like when a child is involved and someone is prepared to risk the safety of a child for something so stupid for the sake of climbing up a ladder.
Which is exactly what you did as well. You did nothing. And let me be clear, I am definitely not taking the side of here for the tea or whatever. I don't think either have been completely honest or, upfront about this. But you are just, wow.
I don't know any Cookie fam that support this person because I think you all see through it. Anyone that follows this channel or follows this person's Twitter or Instagram supports someone that's a child molester sympathizer.
Wow.
In honesty, that's not why I joined YouTube. That's not what I'm about, and I just want to be as far away as possible. That video is me disassociating from that disgusting piece of shit. I do not support anyone that is prepared to risk the safety of children for the sake of growing the channel. Disgusting, thank you. Goodbye.
The projection is just unreal. I've honestly never seen anything like it. I really haven't.
And of course, I bet you none of those hateful channels that build their entire audience dragging me, none of them would ever make a scandal out of this. It doesn't fit their agenda, They're all happily going to continue to support this girl. Disgusting. And I hate when people accuse me of bringing up personal business. She's very open with the fact she's struggling with her weight and she's been struggling with a marriage. So I don't feel like that's something that I'm being nasty mentioning.
Oh, wow, really? Because I knew neither of those until this exact moment, actually.
If someone sits on the internet every single day on Twitter, bitching and moaning and complaining about other people and doing live streams for hours every single week about people that she doesn't like, roasting them, dragging them.
Who does that remind me of?
But she's afraid to show her own face.
Even though she used to have videos up on her channel of just her, but sure, we'll go with that.
Surely you can see that that person is so deeply unhappy inside, And I had one of the worst friendships with this person where I actually felt like I was forced to be with them in the end. If you are ever in an abusive friendship where someone is being horrible to you, just get out. Don't try and fix it. Don't wait for things to calm down. Don't wait for an escape opportunity. Just get the fuck out. It's not worth.
Where's that apology again? Still haven't heard one. You were literally just deflecting all the blame onto everyone else and taking no responsibility. Imagine that.
Could you imagine?
I just hope we can move forwards past this because it honestly broke me on the inside. It really broke me on the inside, the whole situation. I get a lot of, even yesterday, Michael Todd Beauty are trying to shut down that video that I posted, and they've sent some pretty threatening stuff towards me from what I've interpreted it as.
You mean the video in which you lied and slandered them publicly?
And having your support when brands are coming for me, influencers are coming for me, and all the hate channels are coming for me, having you there with me, supporting me and seeing through all the bullshit really makes me happy. So thank you.
I'm sure it is convenient to have an echo chamber of mostly underage girls, and you're pointing fingers at others for possibly exhibiting questionable behavior around minors.
To go from having no one to having this immense amount of support from real people, I often forget that there's real people out there that just love me, and I love you back. My delivery driver was Cookie Fam, and she gave me a hug, and I did a Snapchat with her, and I could cry with happiness. I don't find people that are like-minded like me.
Thank fucking God.
And to just have an audience of people like that, from having no one like that before, is overwhelming, like really, really overwhelming. And I feel really blessed, and I hope that as a member of the family, you can always know that you're surrounded by people that feel the same way.
Like a cult.
All the time about people saying they met someone in college and they found out they were a Cookie family, instantly became friends, and they watched Kuckian's courtroom. Or they have Kuckian's courtroom parties and they'll play drinking games. You know, when I say certain things, they'll do shots, and it makes me so happy to be a part of this family and to just feel accepted.
Okay.
People often just want to assume that because I hand develop everything myself. Most people, I've already explained this to you, most people buy their formulas from a lab and the lab just transfers it to the factory. My formulas, I slay for hours and hours. If you have me on Snapchat, you see me all the time staying up till 6 o'clock in the morning, making eyeshadows, making liquid lipsticks, trying all these different variations of different formulas. And I do that because I adore it. I adore making my own formulas. I find it so personal and I find it so satisfying, and I've always done that, and I've always loved the manufacturing process, and I've made products before in the past.
And how's the whole cosmetics thing going again?
But it makes it a lot more complicated when it comes to production, because I work with a factory and it's like, well, you can give them the basics, but they have to make it, and you also have to source your ingredients. So, you know, where do I want to get my various chemicals from? Do I want to get them from a cheaper factory in China, or do I want to get them from a prestigious factory in Germany? Do I want to get my pigments from somewhere that's cheaper in Asia, or do I want to get it from Italy, where it's not necessarily better. I'm not saying that getting things from Asia is bad, but I know the quality is there, and I know that I can fly to the factory if I need to. And I very easily, if I wanted to people accuse me of private labeling my products, which I find the stupidest thing. I think anyone with an ounce of common sense knows that I'm not, because I sit here developing them. I've invested every penny that I earn.
What? Are you serious right now?
And I'm flying to Paris to meet all of these people that produce things across Europe. And I'm doing things really properly, really, really properly. My ingredients are the highest quality that I could possibly offer. They're coming from the best places that I could think of. But with me, it's always been very personal, and my cosmetics has always been built on love, and that's the foundation. So I get that people want to drag it, and there's people that sit in their bedrooms doing fuck all with their lives, but they'll sit here and say, well, John Kuckian makes his cosmetics in his house. You know what? Continue to drag cunt. I really grew up in poverty. I don't speak about this very often because it's not something that at the moment I feel very open about. But everything that I have, I've really worked for into the ground myself. And I can't afford a big professional lab to develop my cosmetics. You're not buying, you know, if you try my cosmetics, you're trying stuff that's been manufactured professionally in a lab. I can't afford a big professional lab. If you try my cosmetics, you're trying stuff that's been manufactured professionally in a lab. I can't afford a big professional lab. If you try my cosmetics, you're trying stuff that's been manufactured professionally in a lab. Anyway, that's pretty much every scandal that I could think of. And I can go very up and down with being very calm about things and being very angry about things and upset about things. But I do want to reel things in and just say that if I've hurt your feelings over the past 8 months with anything that I've done, I'm genuinely so sorry. I don't have malicious intent. I haven't done things out of malicious intent.
That is exactly what you did them with.
I've made some really genuine mistakes, and they've been really stupid mistakes, and in retrospect I never would have made them. You know, now in my position I can see, but I think to be given so much and to have such an amazing audience, you also have the negatives where a normal person would make a mistake and it wouldn't be a big deal. With me, it's kind of made into a very, very big deal, and it's twisted into bigger things. But at the same time, I have to admit that I've definitely made some big mistakes, and for all of those mistakes, I 100% apologise, 100%.
And the mistakes were what exactly? It's kind of hard to apologise when you won't acknowledge what you've done. Just saying.
I kind of just feel really good that I've been able to make this video and take ownership for the things that I feel I've done wrong, and there's definitely been things that I felt I've done wrong.
If this video is taking ownership, that's just sad.
I'm Rezi, I'm so sorry. I've apologised to you 100,000 times for the ringtones, for assuming permission and mentally thinking I had permission when I didn't have your explicit written permission. I am so sorry. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, so sorry.
Oh, did you send her the money for her voice then? I mean, that's what someone would do when they're sorry.
I don't really think there's anything else. I don't think there is.
Oh, no, nothing.
Whether you decide to forgive me is completely up to you.
Oh, yeah, no. You know what? No. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
And I'm not going to demand forgiveness, but what I'm going to say is I'm not going to continuously make my videos worried about people being angry at me and stopping posting what I want to post because I'm worried about what other people are going to think. I really want to post things from the bottom of my heart that I enjoy, and I feel like I've had a lot of negativity on my channel, and I've been through some ups and downs as well over the past few months, and you've probably seen that and you've probably felt that when my videos are sometimes really fun and really innocent, and sometimes they can be more serious, which I enjoy as well.
Fun and innocent?
But sometimes they can come across angry, and I have been angry about things when things have happened, and it's frustrating because I just want you to understand, and then it comes across in a bad way. So I'm really sorry if I've done that and I've upset you, but I'm always the same person. I'm the same erratic, crazy person that makes videos in his bedroom and has a giggle, and that's it really. And I want to continue to do that, and I don't want to be involved in any of the crazy stuff, you know. I want to focus on my lane. I've learnt my lesson. I've made some silly mistakes making friendships with the wrong people. I've made some silly mistakes with ringtones. I've made some silly mistakes with not talking about things when they've happened initially, and it's come back and bit me in the ass 100%.
Lies will do that.
Ringtones, I've made some silly mistakes with not talking about things when they've happened initially, and it's come back and bit me in the ass 100%, and I have to apologise for them. So I'm sorry. I really, you know, I just went to Paris and I wish I could have filmed it and showed you. Like, I have so much to offer you, and I feel like I have so much to offer this platform.
And you pretty much ruined all of that within months.
And I'm so excited to share it, but I do feel like I have my own barriers that I need to get through to get there. And I just hope you'll bear with me. Anyway, if you got it to the end of the video, congratulations. The secret word is banana. Comment banana down below and I'll know that you've got to the very end. On the Graveyard Girl video, it makes me laugh because people still comment banana now, and I'm like, OG! But that's everything. Thank you for watching. I love you to pieces. No matter what is happening in your life, just know that I'm here for you, and life is short. You know, anything can happen at any point, and I think we just have to be true to ourselves. We have to take ownership for what we've done, and I definitely have to. And I have to be open with you in saying, like, I'm very backwards and forwards, and if you speak to any of my friends I talk to on here, you'll know that I'm very like, they're like, John, did you really do that? And I'm like, yeah, that was really stupid. Why did I do that? Like, I make the stupidest mistakes, and I do them really frequently. There's a few people that are really angry with me because they're just like, how am I supposed to keep giving you advice when you just keep making the same mistakes? And I'm like, I know, I feel the same way, but I still need your advice. I want to say thank you to everyone, Cookie fam, that supported me, and all the creators that have supported me with my journey and that have helped me grow and helped me learn and have been there for me. Thank you so much. And even the people that have been horrible to me, even the creators and the big beauty influencers that have stabbed me in the back so horribly, thank you, because you've taught me more about this industry than I could ever learn if I just heard about it from word of mouth. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You know, I can't say I'm surprised. And, you know, of course, a sincere apology is always immediately followed by taking the video down because of all the hate that you got on it. If you're still here, thank you, because I know yet again this video was long as fuck, but I know a lot of you really wanted to know my response, so here it is. And I just want to make it very clear that I have no interest in turning my channel into like a John Kuckian like hate channel, but when somebody I share a platform with is abusing it blatantly and disgustingly, I feel it would be irresponsible and dishonest for me to not stand up and say something about it. Obviously not using his name for views, not trying to build my channel off of him, but when someone is doing and saying things that are unacceptable, that's the response they're going to be met with. But anyway, I'll be putting out a couple more videos. I have one more filmed, I just need to edit it, and I hope you're having a good day wherever you're I hope you have a good day, night, wherever you're at. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Bye.